Okay, this is your homework help for Wednesday the 14th. So far, most people said they like this program better, so I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to work out a few problems from your homework, which was on page 7 of your MSG. You're doing greatest common factor, least common multiple. Okay, this is the side that you need to do, 1 through 8. You're doing least common multiple and greatest common factor. I did some in class. I will do 2 of them for you tonight. So please pay attention. Okay, the first one I'm going to do for you is actually number 1. And they're asking you to find the GCF and LCM of 15 and 40. So if you go ahead and do the SLED method, you can get both GCF and LCM done with learning one method. So first of all, I put it in my SLED. Now I want to find out what factor is going to go into 15 and 40. And off the top of my head, from looking at divisibility rules, I know they both end in a 5 and a 0, so that means 5 will go into it. So I'm going to use 5. 5 will go into 15 3 times. 5 will go into 40 8 times. Now, this is where a lot of people skip this part. You don't have to do this. The only thing that's going to go in 3 and 8 is 1. So when I get to 1, that tells me I'm done. So this is all my factors at this point. Now, I told you guys in class, GCF is to the left. So when I do the GCF, I'm going to multiply 5 times 1, and I'm going to get 5. So the greatest common factor of 15 and 40 is 5. In order to do the LCM, the least common multiple, remember it makes an L. GCF is to the left, LCM is all of them. So I'm going to multiply all of these numbers together to get my LCM. And it really doesn't matter what order I multiply it in. So I can multiply 5 times 1 times 3 times 8. I can do 5 times 8, which is 40, times 3, which is 120. And I think that's a little bit easier. But it doesn't matter as long as you get the least common multiple is 120. Okay, I'm also going to do number 7 for those who are watching. So I'm going to put 12 and 18 in my SLED. And I want to look at what will go into 12 and 18. And as you're looking at this, you might think, well, I got 2 because they're both even. If I add 1 plus 2, I get 3. 1 plus 8, I get 9, and 3 goes into both of them, so I can use 2 and 3. Or I can also use 6, because if it's 2, it's 3, it's 6. But I'm going to start easy. I'm going to do 2. 2 goes into 12 6 times. 2 goes into 18 9 times. I want to find out what's going to go into 6 and 9. Well, they're both not even, so I can't use 2, but 3 goes into 6. And 3 goes into 9. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 3 goes into 9 3 times. And the only thing that's going to go into 2 and 3 is 1, so I am done. So remember, GCF is to the left. I'm going to multiply those. So I'm going to multiply 2 times 3 times 1, which is 6. So the greatest common factor of 12 and 18 is 6. In order to find the least common multiple, I have to use all of them. So remember, it kind of makes an L for least common multiple. So I'm going to multiply 2 times 3, which is 6, times 1 is 6. And down here I got 2 times 3, which is 6. So 6 times 6 is 36. So my least common multiple is going to be 36. Okay, I hope this helps you out with everything. Let me know.